It's great to have Patrick from Keebury Fire and Security here in the studio, and we're just going to delve into home security and really just understand this sector a bit more. Patrick, thanks for coming in. Now, obviously, people have heard of ADT and Chubb and those larger companies out there, but what do you guys actually do? You're a smaller outfit, albeit, but what does it entail your side?
Well, we are a smaller company, but we do cover the whole of Yorkshire. We cover domestic systems, commercial systems for intruder alarms, CCTV, fire alarms, access control, fire risk assessments. So pretty much everything that the big boys do, but perhaps on a bit more of a personal sort of service compared to ringing through onto a switchboard where you might have a faceless person. You know, you would know who you're speaking to when you get through to us. When we ring you back, it's the same person who you can speak to. So a little bit more personalisation compared to what the bigger companies may offer.
Got you. And what do you guys do? I mean, you've outlined everything, but effectively, is it a case of if it's a property, you can put some security in it, and depending on the levels that are involved, you can sort of talk anyone through it?
Yeah, if you've got a property that you've got no idea about security in at all, then, you know, it's a clean canvas, and we would come in, listen to what your requirements may be. You may have something specific that you want to cover within the property. We will go away, we'll take the plans away, we'll have a look at the site and come up with some ideas on what we can propose for a new system for you. If you've already got an existing system, then we're quite capable as well of taking that over from a previous company and looking after that as well. So you don't have to have a brand new system installed.
How does it work? Just firstly on the CCTV side, because a lot of people say, well, look, I had some minor sort of CCTV cameras, just a couple put up back in the day.
Yeah.
How can you get around that? Because again, I'm always mindful sort of client costs and that side of things. What can you do as the workaround?
Yes, if there's been a system that's been installed, and we do come across systems where perhaps somebody's bought it from a DIY shop or something like that, so it's cheaper perhaps in the short term, but in the long term it's not necessarily. We can come in and utilise the existing cabling that's in place, so you're not having to take floorboards up again and start, you know, taking the carpets up. We have systems that would fit across all sorts of different cabling that might have been installed. So some of the newer systems nowadays go in with Cat5 cabling, Cat6. The older ones would have been on coaxial cable. But ultimately nowadays people really would like HD images, whereas you know, a long time ago those images weren't really like anything they are today. So taking an old system that's been installed, taking the old hardware out, and then just putting in a new camera that would fit onto that old cabling isn't actually quite a big task nowadays to do.
And is there not also the wireless options that you sometimes see on the camera side? Is that ever an option, or if they've got issues?
We've always tended to sort of stay away from the wireless cameras. We've always done a hardwired system, basically from a reliability point of view.
I guess, is there a hacking risk as well?
There is, but also, you know, wireless can drop off now and again for whatever reason that might be. Whereas on a wired system, the integrity is a lot more secure.
Yeah, and what's the latest sort of, I suppose, security tech that's coming out? Because I know you can get sort of some mobile phone apps and that side of things. Is just talk us through that and anything else.
Mobile phones are playing a big part in the marketplace for the security industry nowadays, and you know, a lot of people want to integrate the camera system at their houses onto their smartphones and their iPads remotely while they're not actually at the property. So if you've gone away on holiday and the intruder alarm is set and the cameras are all running 24/7 recording, if the intruder alarm activated, then that would send you a push notification through onto your mobile phone to say the alarm had activated. You can then log on to the cameras at your house, just have a look around the perimeter or internals if you've had them fitted inside. Once you've established if there's been a genuine activation, from there on you can either, you know, pass that through to the key holders or the police. But there's also the option, if it's somebody that, you know, a relative might have come in with a key and didn't realise the alarm was set, then you'll see that you're quite capable as well of turning the alarm system off via your phone wherever you may be. Unsetting it, have a word with them, out they go, and then
is it not the standing joke as well? You can log into your mobile and actually watch your house being burgled. Does that happen at all? Or?
Well, I suppose in theory they could do that.
The other point that links in with this on the alarm side of things. I mean, what is actually possible? I know everyone sort of just talks about and thinks of an alarm, and it's a bell effectively in a box on the side of your house, but I think it's a bit more than that nowadays, isn't it?
Yes, alarm systems have come on quite a lot as well in the years. You can start at a very, very basic system, which, you know, it might just be an audible only system within your property that would notify the neighbours of an external siren going off. There is also then the options up from that where that notification could then go through to a monitoring station. It can go through to your mobile phone on the app as well. You can have both, so the app would notify you, but you might be aware and think, well, actually, what can I do here? So the monitoring station can then take control and say, right, well, we've got a list of key holders here, so we'll contact the key holders.
Yeah.
The one above that is the police response system. So if we have an alarm activation at a property on a police system, it works slightly different in that when the alarm system is set, then we would generate what's called a confirmed alarm. So how that would work is, if a burglar broke in through the kitchen and activated the alarm sensor, that would send the first signal through to the monitoring station to say we have an alert of this property. If they then proceeded to go through into the hallway, we've had 2 alarm sensors activate within a time window there.
Yeah.
So that is an instant confirmed alarm to the police monitoring station. So the police would come straight out to that one, followed on by the key holders on that system.
And what does it? How does it work? Say, for example, pets. You've got, I dare say, it could have been the pet cat that's sort of gone through the kitchen and then through into the hall. Can alarms tell the difference nowadays, or how do you get around that, or you just have to leave your cat in a particular room?
You can have pet sensors now that can be installed on the system, designed around your requirements where the pet would stay. So there are sensors that will ignore a pet up to a certain size, and a dog and a cat. So that's workable within a system if you particularly want them to have free roam of the house. There's also options where you may give them the whole of the ground floor, for instance, where we could do vibration detection on the windows and glass break detection devices as well.
Oh, right, okay.
As opposed to just internal movement sensors. Because the internal movement sensors are good, and somebody breaks in, they are actually in your house at that point, whereas you may be considering a perimeter protection type system as well. So there's quite a few variations on what you could use that for.
Fantastic stuff. Patrick, I can't thank you enough. Some really sort of great insight and expert tips. Now, if anyone wanted to sort of talk anything through with you guys in a bit more detail, what's the best way to get hold of you?
Well, we're on the web, www.keybury, that's keybury.co.uk, and the telephone number to call is 01423 876 348. So yes, feel free to get in touch.
Fantastic. Patrick, thank you very much indeed.